Hi, I'm Allie, a staff attorney with the University of San Diego Veterans Legal Clinic.
And I'm Alexis, a legal intern at the Veterans Legal Clinic. We are here today to talk to you about what to do when the VA claims you have been overpaid for benefits.
The VA claims you've been overpaid and it now wants its money back. You thought it was your money to spend and you no longer have that money available for repayment. While some overpayment situations involve a change in marital status, others may be due to dropping out or withdrawing from school. Addressing the overpayment in a timely manner is key to managing your debt. You will need to ask the VA to cancel or waive the overpayment. This video will help guide you through the process.
If the VA decides that you are no longer eligible for certain benefits that you have already been paid, then the VA will retroactively adjust your benefits and send you a letter stating you have been overpaid. The VA letter typically does not include the amount of the overpayment. Next, you will receive a notice from the VA Debt Management Center, or DMC. This DMC notice will inform you that the VA will withhold payment of your monthly payments until the entire overpayment amount is collected. This notice will also provide more detailed information, including the amount of the overpayment and when withholding is set to begin. After receiving the DMC notice, you will need to file a written waiver with the VA requesting cancellation of the overpayment. Filing the waiver will indicate that if the VA withholds your monthly payments, then you will not have enough income to pay your rent, buy food and clothing, or meet other basic needs. It is essential to file your waiver request as soon as possible. While you may have up to 180 days to file the waiver request from the date of the first VA Debt Management Center notice, there are significant benefits to filing early. If you file within 30 days of the date on the DMC notice, the VA must continue to pay your monthly benefits until they have made a determination on your waiver request. However, if you file after 30 days, but before 180 days, then the VA will still withhold your benefits, starting on the date specified in the first VA Debt Management Center notice. Waiting to file the waiver after 30 days carries a higher risk because you will be without VA funds until a decision is made on your waiver.
You may find that you disagree with the Debt Management Center notice. Whether you would like to dispute the amount, dispute the existence of the amount, or request a hearing, you should notify the VA in writing along with your waiver request. While there is no deadline to resolve a dispute or request a hearing, if you file a request within 30 days of the date of the DMC notice, the VA will continue to pay your full monthly benefits until your dispute has been resolved or a hearing has been held. This could mean a few extra months of full benefits, as it may take time for the VA to complete processing of your dispute or hearing request.
Your waiver request should include a statement detailing to the VA justification for why it should cancel your overpayment. Including as much relevant information as you can will increase the possibility that the VA will make a determination in your favor. However, if you have an upcoming deadline, you may still be able to preserve your rights by using the short waiver request sample and supplementing with a more thorough statement as soon as you can afterward. You should use VA Form 21-4138, available on the VA website. Otherwise, a formal letter to the DMC may be appropriate. The waiver request must include your full name, Social Security number, and VA file number. Finally, whether you use VA Form 21-4138 or a formal letter, you must sign and date it.
Along with your waiver request statement, the VA will need a copy of your standard financial status report, known as VA Form 5655, to review details of your income and expenses. This form will show the VA that you use all of your income, including your VA monthly payment benefit, to pay for all of your basic needs. Without submitting your standard financial status report, the VA is more likely to deny your waiver request. Once the waiver request packet is completed, you should send the waiver through a reliable delivery or mailing service. You want to ensure that you have proof that the VA Debt Management Center received your waiver request packet on time.
You may be thinking, How does the VA decide when overpayment should be waived? The standard is that the VA may not waive a debt if there is an indication of fraud, misrepresentation, or bad faith by the individual requesting the waiver. If, for example, you withheld information about your income despite knowing you needed to report the additional income to the VA, then this would be an indication of fraud, and overpayment most likely will not be waived. If you did not report income information, but you did not know that you need to report this change to the VA, you may still be considered at fault for failure to report the change, even though non-reporting was not done on purpose.
The VA also has regulations that stop them from collecting on overpayment. If you haven't knowingly done anything wrong, but have still not reported required information to the VA, you may still be able to successfully apply for a waiver. If you were to successfully prove that to the VA that if they were to collect on the overpayment, it would be inequitable and against good conscience, then they cannot collect. To prove that collection would be inequitable, you have to show that it would be unfair of the VA to collect on the overpayments and to show that collection would be against good conscience. You have to convince the VA that a reasonable person would not withhold or reduce your VA benefits based on the circumstances of your case.
The VA considers a few factors when deciding whether it would be inequitable and against good conscience to collect on overpayments. These factors will be considered based on your specific circumstances. They will look at whether you were at fault for the overpayments. If you intentionally defrauded the VA, you cannot get a waiver and must pay back the overpaid amount. If you withheld information from the VA in which you had an obligation to disclose, but you did not know you had such an obligation, the VA will be less likely to grant a waiver. Some examples of scenarios that can lead to overpayment are not disclosing the marriage of a school-aged child, not disclosing a change in your marital status, and failure to pay the copay at a VA medical facility after receiving care. The VA should be transparent with you about what you must disclose to them. Save a copy of all communications you have with the VA and make special note of the terms of your benefits to avoid unknowing failures to act, which may lead to overpayments.
Another factor that the VA will consider is whether the overpayment was due to their own error. For example, the VA would be at fault for your overpaid benefits if, after you notify them of their error, they continue to overpay you on your benefits. In such circumstances, the VA would be more likely to grant you a waiver. In cases where both you and the VA are at fault, the VA will make a determination on who is more at fault and make a decision regarding your waiver accordingly. An example in which both you and the VA may be at fault is the situation in which the VA continues to overpay you, but you also continue to use the overpaid amount.
The VA will also consider whether collecting the overpaid amount will cause you undue hardship. If you can show that you would not be able to afford the essentials like food, clothing, and shelter if the VA were to withhold or reduce the benefits that you are receiving, then the VA will be more likely to grant an overpayment waiver.
Another factor the VA will consider is whether collection of overpayments will defeat the purpose of giving you a certain benefit in the first place. For example, if you receive a VA pension, which is given to low-income veterans so that they may afford to take care of their basic needs, and collection of overpayment would make the pension ineffective for its purpose, the VA will be more likely to grant a waiver.
However, if you were to be unjustly enriched from the overpayments, it would hurt your chances of receiving an overpayment waiver. Unjust enrichment occurs when a veteran would have a windfall or more wealth than they should have had without the overpayment. If the VA didn't withhold or reduce their benefits. For example, if the veteran receives VA pension so that they may be able to afford the basic necessities, but an overpayment causes them to receive a greater amount than necessary to achieve this goal, the VA will likely choose to recover that overpayment.
Lastly, the VA will consider whether you have changed your position for the worse because of your reliance on your benefits. For example, if you finance a car believing that the benefits you are currently receiving will cover the extra expense, you would have placed yourself in a worse position. In this case, the VA will determine whether it would be fair to withhold or reduce your benefit payments.
To recap, if you want to request a waiver, you should use these 6 factors in your statements to the VA regarding why you believe that the VA should cancel the overpayment. The best arguments will touch on all 6 factors.
However, even the best arguments cannot guarantee that the VA will grant an overpayment waiver request. In this case, you may contact the VA and negotiate a repayment plan. For example, you may negotiate the amount that the VA reduces from the monthly benefit payment until the overpayment amount has been paid back. You may also negotiate with the VA Debt Management Center to compromise or reduce the amount of debt. You may also appeal the decision. However, doing so will not stop the VA from withholding your benefits. If you win the appeal, the withheld amount will be paid back. Veteran service organizations exist to help veterans through issues like benefit overpayment. You may want to retain their services to make the waiver, appeals, and negotiation process easier to navigate.
We hope that you have found this overview of VA overpayments helpful. Thank you for watching. Please look to our catalog of videos for other helpful tutorials from the University of San Diego Veterans Legal Clinic.
Thank you for your service. See you next time.